Today's video is sponsored by Dragon Mania Legends. So I just saw a video on TikTok by Cooking with Aya, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, of a feta pasta. And I figured I would love to try a plant-based feta and see if it would come out the same. I wanted to try out two of my favorite plant-based cheeses. One of them is the feta from Edgy Veg, and the other is the feta from Violife. So today we're gonna be doing a taste test video. The taste test of the Edgy Veg feta versus the Violife feta in this particular TikTok recipe. Now let's get started on the Edgy Veg feta. It's gonna go together really quick. I'm just gonna make one little minor tweak. I'm gonna leave a link for her instructions in the description below so that way you follow her instructions and not just take it off my video. Okay, so to start off, we're just making most of the Edgy Veg feta in a blender, and that is a block of firm tofu, nutritional yeast, white miso, melted refined coconut oil. Now, you wanna make sure that you use refined coconut oil, otherwise it's gonna have a coconut taste. The refined coconut oil has no coconut taste. Now, the only substitution that I'm gonna make is I'm gonna use half the amount of lemon juice that Edgy Veg uses, and I'm gonna switch out for a small portion of lactic acid. It's gonna be vegan lactic acid, fermented from beetroots, but we're still gonna be using a little bit of lactic acid. I like the flavor it has. It has a nice natural cheesy flavor to it. So that's gonna be a half teaspoon of lactic acid. Apple cider vinegar, then lastly some onion powder. Now all we're gonna do is just blend this down and scrape the sides until it becomes really smooth, really creamy, really smooth. And you can see how quick that came together. Now at this point, I'm just gonna add a few pinches of salt. We're gonna give it another blend and then just see how the salt levels are. So the original recipe calls for about 200 grams of feta cheese. So I'm just gonna pour little 200 gram pucks. I'm gonna throw it in the freezer just to get it to firm up just a little bit. But otherwise we're just gonna throw this in how it is. It's gonna allow it to melt and just become that creamy pasta. I think this is gonna work out really well. Okay, so now to put together the rest of this recipe. Now I wish I had two of the exact same baking dishes, but I don't. I don't believe for this particular recipe it's gonna affect the outcome. I think this is gonna be, it's a fairly just cook it, everything cooks down, you mix it up type of thing. Okay, so this recipe calls for a lot of olive oil. The original recipe says about half of a cup of olive oil. Now we're gonna see, we're just gonna coat the bottom of the pans with a decent amount of olive oil. We'll then toss in our cherry tomatoes. I just grabbed one of these. It was about 500 grams of tomatoes, each one of these packages. And then also the original recipe calls for a chili pepper. So it's just half of a chili pepper, so we're just gonna use half for one, half for the other. And then about 4 full garlic cloves each. Now we're gonna season this with some salt and black pepper and then place our feta cheese right in the middle. And then like the TikTok version, we're gonna season the whole thing with some oregano. Okay, I have my oven preheated for 400 degrees. We're gonna throw these in the oven at 400 degrees for about 30 minutes. While I'm doing that, I'm gonna cook up my pasta and then we'll be ready to test these out. Malik and I are gonna be doing a thorough taste test on these. Hey gang, real quick, let me tell you a little bit about today's sponsor. Dragon Mania Legends is a seriously fun, free-to-play game for the whole family. And I'm talking whole family. Everybody loves this game, from children to adults. I know, I have been having a blast with it in my free time. It's just one of those games that when you sit down and you pick up your phone, it's just fun to play. In the game, you get to create a team of legendary dragons in a world filled with magic. Now, I'm just getting started with my collection, but this little wind dragon has been a lot of fun to play with. He's been my go-to in all of the battles so far. And there's a ton of different things to do in the game, from battles and quests. There's always something to get into and discover with this game. And make sure you use my friend code, get exclusive dragons, because playing together is more fun. This game is so fun, there's been more than 150 million downloads with over 700,000 users playing every single day. So gang, click the link below, get collecting your dragons, let me know what your favorite dragon is. You're gonna have a blast with this. I mean, these look insane. Insane. Ugh. Just perfect. Now I can tell you, the Edgy Veg version looks more like the original. I really do believe it's gonna be the winner. Now, while these are still hot, I'm just gonna give it a real quick stir to combine the tomatoes and kind of crush the garlic a little bit in each one, just to kind of really spread out that beautiful garlic flavor. And then once the pasta's done here, in a minute, we'll add the pasta. And it really looks like the original version. I mean, oh, this is so wild. Pretty impressive, the difference between these two. I mean, really it is. It's kind of wild. And just like the original, we're gonna throw in some fresh basil, Just tearing some leaves up in both of them. I mean, look at this. This is the edgy veg version, and then this is the Violife version. Now, the Violife version, I'm sure tastes really good, but everything melted down, and I just believe that it's not gonna have the same consistency as a regular feta pasta would have. Okay, so this is the new taste test section of the video. You all asked for a little bit more in depth. Let's go in depth. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Give it a try. Try to get everything involved. Like, try to get like a tomato, try to get everything, and then we'll do like a bite after.
I definitely taste like the punch of tomato, and the sauce is really like creamy yet smooth.
Does it have a feta taste?
It doesn't have a heavy feta taste.
But it's cheesy. The sauce is unbelievable. I mean, I could totally see why this went crazy viral and an entire country sold out of feta cheese.
It's almost like, yeah, a feta flavored sauce versus like the taste and feeling of feta in your
Well, that makes sense. Let's make sense. Okay. Do you have anything else to say about this one?
No, it's just really good.
Yeah, I think it has like the acidity, it's a slightly salty, but it's incredibly creamy. Exactly what you would want from like a creamy pasta sauce. That's good. I like the look of the other one better.
Oh, really? I like the look of this one better.
Oh, you like the look of this one better?
It's
Okay.
like just very smooth.
Yeah, you like lighter stuff. I like thicker sauces.
This one has a stronger flavor. It's not as cheesy though. Like, it's like a more saucy, but this is more of like a cheesy sauce, if
Yeah.
that makes sense.
So, and I'll say Violife really nails the taste. I just don't like the consistency of it. The texture of it, it's thinner. It kind of just almost seems like a really like light sauce. It wouldn't imagine, this is not what I believe a feta sauce would come out like.
I have to say they're both good. I like them both. But I do like this one better, and this one's definitely more of like a more cheesier sauce.
Yes.
And more smooth.
I like this one a lot better. This one, I'm eating almost this whole thing. The edgy veg feta is definitely more cheesy. I mean, there's more density to it. It wouldn't, like cheese wouldn't melt down into just a thin nothing, you know? Like this one definitely still keeps that density. It's richer, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I love the homemade versions. They just come out better.
Yeah.
Do you want to just mix them together for dinner tonight?
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I love it with this orchetti pasta too. It works really well with it.
I know, yeah.